Hello, this is my PBL project for Education 407, based on the Reinventing Project-Based Learning for your field guide to the real-world projects in the digital age. Here is a definition. Project-based learning is a teaching method in which students learn by actively engaging in real world and personally meaningful projects. With traditional learning, we are told what we need to know, then we memorize it, problem assigned to illustrate how to use it. With PBL, problem assigned, identify what we need to know, and then learn and apply to solve the problem. Chapter 3 goes over imagining the possibilities. Projects are highly contextual, meaning they are created through a series of decisions, going above and beyond the standard curriculum, the big idea, habit of mind, and the students. Essential learning functions. Talks about the research, make ideas visible and express ideas creatively, collaboration, project management, reflection and iteration, supported study or enrichment using open educational resources. My thoughts on Chapter 3. There is a game plan when doing a project. The teacher's part is making sure the students have something that intrigues them and a good starting point. The students take that big idea and they run with it. Chapter 4, Strategies for Discovery. This chapter goes over how to pick a project, what to look out for, the do's and don'ts, and how to get started. How to have the best project. Loosely designed with the possibility of different learning paths, making sure that it's generative, centered on a driving question or structured for inquiry. It has to capture the student's interest. It must be realistic, and you need to make sure that you reach beyond school to involve others. My thoughts on Chapter 4, students need to be excited and eager to do research on a project. Of course, it still needs to meet the curriculum requirements, but the teacher's job is to make it interesting. So the students look forward to working in a group with their peers. Chapter 5, making assessment meaningful. Assessment for learning. Plan a summative assessment. Building a project for rubric from scratch. Plan a formative assessment. So we must plan, do, check, and then act. And also, planning is key. When planning a project, the teacher should be asking what the students will be learning. How will the students show what they are learning from the project? We need to show the objectives. Got to have that evidence and the activities. What will the students need to demonstrate to show what they learned? What approaches might they take to go from not knowing to now knowing for next time? My thoughts on Chapter 5. It is important that the students are able to understand and learn from their research. If they are not passionate about the project, then they will do the bare minimum, and their peers will be left to pick up the slack. I've experienced this year with this wonderful pandemic. And Zoom projects are a lot harder than in-person projects. Students need to know that it is okay if they're stuck with their portion of the project. And it is okay to ask their peers for help. Another reason why check-ins are very and so important. My thoughts on the PBL. Project-based learning allows students to express their creativity and be held accountable for keeping a timeline and being responsible for their part of the project. The teacher's job is to keep the students motivated and check in on them, but do not do the work for them. PBL will prepare the students for future projects, not only in school, but in the real world as well. And this little diagram on the right just shows the difference of problem-based versus project-based. And that concludes my presentation. Thank you.